take a trip to the islands. We up on that jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever.
All right, good morning. Welcome to Winter Madness 2025 here Sunday at the Gimme Golf Clubhouse here in St. Charles. We have a single match lined up this morning. We've got Mr. Blake Miller taking on Mr. Dylan Keeven. It's going to be an interesting matchup. Both players are obviously surviving and advancing through Winter Madness, but we are going to go ahead and get into Bay 1 with a ceremonious handshake. Act like they like each other. Mortal enemies now, so here we are. All right, familiar setting here at Cabot Cliffs, located in Nova Scotia. Mr. Dylan Keeven has the box here for number 1. We can take a look at that here. All right, par 5 opener, 583 yards here. Both players getting adequate warm-ups in. All right, up the left side for Keeven. Looks like he's going to hit the fairway just into that first cut. Nothing too crazy about that. First shot jitters out of there, so feeling good. Lots of competitive spirit here in Bay 1. Winter Madness brings out the best as far as the competition is concerned. Blake Miller here on the box. All right, high and right. Looks like he's asking for it to stay just on that line. He's going to be flirting with a little danger there, but settles in just short of those fairway bunkers. First swings are off. Gonna get into the meat of it here. Keeven's looking at 341 yards. Again, a par 5 here at number 1 at Cabot. So can kind of chop this hole into manufactured golf shots to get him to a number that he likes. Opting for a hybrid here. All right, nice looking swing here up the left side. Fading just back. Looks like it's going to be perfect. Scampering up the fairway, about 235 yards. Shot, Dylan. All right, Blake's looking at 321 yards, is opting for a fairway medal here. He's got plenty of power. This guy is strong, so let's see what he's got here coming out of this first cut of the rough. All right, ripped hard, 140 miles an hour ball speed, headed up the right center of this fairway. Absolutely perfect placement. Both players with a great look at this flag. All right, Dylan's going to be up next. Left with just over 100 yards. Plenty of green behind the pin. Setting up for his third. Looks like he's got a gap wedge. All right. It's on a great line. Throws it up in the air, just falling a little left, but could... Ooh, pin high. Absolutely had the number dialed just outside of the gimme circle. It's on for par. Blake Miller's third here. Look and see if he can light that lamp up in there in the gimme circle. Just about 85 yards out. All right, Blake's is headed right at the pin. Coming back left, looks really good. Buries it in the gimme circle. A nice birdie here for Blake Miller at number 1. Grabs that first point, and we are headed to hole 2. Pops on this matchup is going to be a solo pop for Mr. Blake Miller on hole 7. Everything else is mano-y-mano. So Blake grabs that tee box. He's got the driver in hand. This is a 391-yard par 4, downhill about 34 feet, so players are going to get a little bit more distance from this elevated tee box. All right, flicks this one out here. Looks like it's pretty perfect. Headed up the center of this fairway. Well done for Mr. Blake Miller. All right. Again, both competitors have shown their prowess to get through the first couple of rounds of the Winter Madness, and this competitive golf brings out the best. Dylan knows his swing, takes it up the left side. Little butter cut here. It's going to be absolutely perfect. 154 miles an hour ball speed. Gets a slight bit more run out. He's going to be very happy with that driver swing. All right, so Blake. Yes, an excellent birdie on hole number 1 from Blake. So Blake's looking at 108 yards, uphill about 14 feet. Pins in the middle. Oh, it looks like he caught this one a little heavy, but it does scamper up, and looks like it's going to catch that left apron. Oh, it's got a chance to roll back. Oh, and it stops. The frog's hair. Dan's stretch is already left, so we can't get a gauge on how much frog's hair that actually is, but the window is open here for Keeven. Left with 98 yards. Very large putting surfaces here at Cabot Cliffs, but his pin is tucked in about the front front right. All right, crispy wedge here from Dylan. Peeling it back in. Looks really good. Okay, just a little short, but is safely on the surface. Well done. Easy par for Dylan, forcing his opponent to put one here in the gimme circle for a push. All right, Blake, just off the left side of this green, 22 yards. All right, a little bump and run here. It looks pretty good. Does it have enough to get into the circle? Oh, and he does. Okay. Blake showing that he's not rolling over yet. Both players card a par there. Remains 1 up for Mr. Blake Miller through 2 holes. All right, Blake has the box here, 392-yard par 4. Fairway kind of pinches up around 265 yards. Both players obviously have enough power to carry that, where that fairway opens up just a little bit more. All right, 160 miles an hour ball speed. Blake's pushed this one out to the right, asking for it to come back left, but looks like he's going to be just fine. Looks like it got caught up in some of the Nova Scotian wind up there. All right, Dylan. Looking to settle in here, finding his groove. Dylan's been a long-time supporter of the Gimme Golf Club. Loves getting in these competitive tournaments, and a normal staple in a Gimme League here in the winter. All right, steady Eddie. This guy's automatic. Taking it up the left-hand side. Looks like he's going to avoid any danger and roll right past it. All right, catches in that surround there, but nothing that he can't handle. All right, Blake up first for this approach shot. 157 yards for his second here at number 3. Green's elevated about 26 feet up. All right, well struck golf shot. Headed up the right and staying right. Looks like he's going to go ahead and miss the gimme circle. These surrounds are pretty penile, so kicks him back about 20 yards. He's going to have an interesting chip here. Obviously, with his playing partner missing the green, Dylan's got a green light here for anywhere on the surface for a par. All right, Dylan approaching his golf ball. All right, well-executed shot. Headed up the left, asking for it to settle in, and it does. Oh, it was a great swing from Dylan Keeven. Well done. In for his par. Forcing his playing partner to get this up and in the gimme circle for a push. Blake's left with just under 40 yards. All right, little one-handed finish. Maybe hits it a little too hard. Oh, it does enter, but exits the gimme circle. Mr. Keeven grabs one back here at hole 3. All right, Dylan snags that tee box back and headed to the first par 3 here at Cabot Cliffs. This par 3 measuring in at 230 yards with some elevation change, an elevated tee box. Gonna chop this 230-yard shot down to probably around 215. All right, Dylan. He's got a long iron in hand here. Oh, well struck golf shot. All right, headed up the right, and it's staying right. It looks like he's going to stay short of that bunker. Okay, does fall into the greenside bunker. No problem. This guy is a wizard with his wedge. All right, little teach there. Blake's going to go ahead and plot his course for this hole, staying away from as much trouble as possible. All right, Blake's heading on a good line, but just not connected. So it does land a little short, but it is scampering up a little bit more. Okay, good shot. Both players advance their golf ball. Looks like it's going to be Blake out here about 43 yards. He's got quite a bit of distance between him and the flag. All right, chip is off. It's on a good line. Needs to settle in. Oh, okay, that uphill kills some of the speed there for Blake. Blake is in for his bogey. Moving over to Mr. Dylan Keeven. 25 yards coming out of that greenside bunker on the right-hand side of this green. I don't think the lip's going to have any issues with this. This is a pretty standard little splash bunker shot. It's got a good amount of room between him and the flag, so can get a little aggressive here. See if he can land it in that gimme circle. All right, Dylan's shot is off. Looks pretty good, but overshoots the gimme circle, but safely aboard for his par. Up top, Dylan. so good we kept it. All right, both players recording a bogey there, so we're moving on to hole number 5. Dylan keeps that tee box. This match is currently tied through 4 holes. Yeah, it's Dylan's on the box. Little mind games here from Mr. Blake Miller. All right, this is a gettable hole, obviously, as we've seen in prior matches. You can aim left towards this green and cut off a substantial amount of this hole, but it's good. All right, Dylan's hit this one well. Looks like he's going to peel it off just enough. Just needs to carry a touch. Okay. Still in a playable spot. Just catches that surround on that bunker that's protecting the shortcut here at the hole 5. All right, Blake Miller on the box. All right, 167 miles an hour ball speed gets after this one. It's on a good line. Looks like it's gonna needs to go just a touch. Okay, does find himself in some issues. Should be able to play it as it lies. Yep, no penalty, but he's going to be dealing with a little vegetation here. Previous matches have shown that the native grass and the shrubbery is not going to do much to your golf ball. Should be able to get through this without any issue. Blake's left with 114 yards. All right, Blake's shot is off, heading a little left. That lie kicks him a little left. Okay, finds himself in the front left side bunker. Right, here's an opportunity here from Dylan. We do have a South House Invitational match going on here in Bay 2 between Mr. Matt Haar and the Mayor Lance Wilson. Some of the roars you hear are obviously for both matches, but letting everybody know that we do have a secondary match going on. Same time as here's Mr. Miller and Mr. Keeven. All right, Dylan's looking at about 90 yards. Second shot. All right, looks good. Counts for the lie. This is a great line. Oh, snuggles up to the gimme circle, but no issues. A little ho-hum par for Dylan. All right, Blake's looking here at 28 yards coming out of the sand bunker. Would really love a gimme circle here. All right, it's a good-looking wedge. Does it travel? Oh, just lands short of the gimme circle. A well-executed wedge shot, but Dylan grabs one back there and does take the lead. Dylan is 1 up through 5 holes. All right, here we go. Second par 3 here at Keeven. Measuring in at 177 yards. Slightly downhill. Fan is into these players' face about 2 to 3 miles an hour. Nothing too crazy, but something to account for while he's selecting his club. Ooh, crispy shot here from Dylan on a great line. Oh, looks really good. It's absolutely flagged. Oh, no! A great swing, but lands a little too far. Hey, Blake, 1 second. All right, Dylan lands inches over the gimme circle and catches a ridge to roll back down off the tail end side of the screen. Little technical issues that we're here fixing for the broadcast. You gotta hide that little bar down there. All right, Blake on the tee box here. Dylan on the surface for his par. All right, looks like it's a pretty well-struck shot. Just needs to distance, needs to climb. All right, does end up just short of the surface, but gives himself a pretty straightforward look at the pin here. All right, Blake with a wedge here from 28 yards off the green. All right, a little low runner, but does not have the speed. Okay, so Dylan with the par does take another one back here at hole 6. All right, this is hole 7 here. Blake Miller with an extra bullet here. Par 5, hardest hole on the course. All right, Dylan Keeven has the box. Feeling pretty confident with 2 points up over his competitor. All right, approaching his golf ball. 600-yard hole here. Aggressive swing here from Dylan. Automatic, just a little butter cut, middle of the fairway. Coming in at just over 275 yards. All right, Blake looking to drop a gear here and get back in this match. All right, Blake looking on a good line. Playing it safe here, just center of the fairway. All right, Blake will be up next. Going to be staring down 377 yards. Monster hole here. Opting for a fairway wood. All right, hits this one well, 150 yards, but a little sudden fade here, and this thing is finding the deep wooded area, so a little adversity here for Blake Miller. All right, Dylan's staring down 335 yards. He's selecting the fairway metal, so looking to skip this one down as far as he can, give himself a good third shot here at the 5. All right, well struck. A nice little fade here. Is going to be left with a little kick here at the speed slot. Well done for Mr. Keeven. All right, we're going to go check in on Blake Miller's ball. Unfortunately, has found some thick branches here, so he's going to weigh his options to see what he can get away with. All right, opting to just take his chances here and see if he can get one out of the danger. Unfortunately, now it kicks back, catching some of that shrapnel there. All right, Miller's 4th shot here. All right, trying his best, does escape. He's going to find himself just on the outskirts of the right side of this green. Doesn't look like Blake's executing his pop here, the advantage that he has. Dylan's third shot, just 73 yards from the surface, or from the pin, excuse me. The undulation on these greens is going to be something to pay attention to. Once the ball does land on the surface, it has a myriad of options of which way it's going to roll. All right, solid wedge here from Dylan, but I think it's going to be a little short and rip back. Okay, interesting enough. Does look like it's going to settle in, so pretty standard here from Dylan. All right, this is Blake's fifth shot. Does have the extra pop on this hole. See if he can make something happen here. It's on a good line. Oh, just short of the gimme circle. All right, so here we are. Dylan does record the par, so it does bring him 3 up through 7 holes. No other pops here in this match, so it is going to be a straight-up match here on out. Back-to-back par 5s here at Keeven. This one measuring in about 539 yards, 50 feet of drop in elevation. So Dylan being 3 up here, I think he can get a little aggressive if he chooses to. It's a healthy swing here. Playing to his strength. A little fade off the tee. It's going to be just fine. Looks like it's going to catch just that first cut on the right side of this fairway, but it's a well-struck golf shot. All right, Blake's got to tame his composure here and see if he can put one in play and claw his way back. All right, well struck. Looks like he's settling in. It's going to be a good ball. Just needs to cover any of this trouble here short, but does with the ease. Very nice shot here for Blake Miller. All right, Mr. Keeven is going to be left with 288 yards. Again, back-to-back par 5s here, so you can kind of look back on how he played in that last hole. Does opt for the same fairway metal. All right, nice rip up the left side, and looks like it's going to just miss. Hopefully, oh, does catch that fairway bunker. That's a yes. I've just heard from the proper authorities that Mr. Ben Shetley is on his way. Stretch Hummer limousine. All right, Blake Miller from 243 yards hits this one hard. It's on a great line. Okay, just short of the green, but a good advance of his golf ball. All right, Dylan's in that left fairway bunker. Seems to have a pretty decent lie. Obviously, with 60 yards left, I don't think that lip's going to have any issues with him getting up and out and on the surface. All right, he's out of the danger, and he's coming towards the pin. Oh, there's a ridge right there, but just short. Does not have any help here from the green here at number 8. So Dylan is in for his par. This is an opportunity here for Blake. 33 yards off. Kind of sees that ridge right before the pin. All right, little knockdown wedge. Needs to just sit. Settle. Oh, okay. Does enter but exits the gimme circle, so that is a push here at number 8. Dylan Keeven still remains 3 up through this match. All right, getting interesting. Heading to the 9th hole here, another par 3. Kind of on the perimeter of this golf course on the beautiful cliffside. A little short here, 118 yards, downhill about 17 feet. Players do have a little help behind them. Looks like a gap wedge or maybe a pitching wedge for Dylan on a great line. Oh, comes up a touch short. Ends in that front greenside bunker where it's like they placed it there on purpose. All right, this is a time for Blake to drop in and take advantage. All right, well struck golf shot. Looks like it's on a good line and catches the same bunker. So both players just 6 feet away from each other in this front greenside bunker. Blake's going to look at 12 yards. It's got to be a pretty cute shot here. The pin is a little short-sighted for both of these players. Dylan probably getting a little look-see as far as what this ball's going to do once it gets out. All right, it's a good-looking chip here. Oh, okay. Does get out, but it does not claim the gimme circle and will be in for his bogey. All right, Dylan's left with the same yardage as Blake, but just a little bit closer to this lip. Okay, Dylan Keeven, second shot, par 3. All right, does get it up high, but a little heavy-handed. Yeah, that's a tough one. Absolutely. Rule number 1 of the bunker is get out of the bunker. Both players recording the bogey there, so no change in score. Dylan Keeven remains 3 up, and we are headed to the back 9. All right. Number 10 is another par 5, measuring at 545 yards. Beautiful swings here. Get a view of the ocean here on your left, but definitely a do not go left hole. Dylan playing a little cut here. Stays away from anything on the left side, and there's plenty of fairway over there, so good swing from Dylan. Good swing, buddy. All right, Blake Miller stepping up. He's getting to that point where he's got to drop the hammer here. All right, struck well. A big promised land area, 200-yard wide fairway. He's going to be happy with that. Right on that center line of this fairway. All right, Blake's going to be looking at 287 yards here for his second shot. Again, a par 5. We've got a little trouble about 250 yards. They have a bunker that kind of creeps into play there. Players opting to stay right. The undulation does kick this ball right to left pretty good once it hits on the ground on the right side of this green. All right, well-struck shot, but headed right. Let's just hope he gets a clean line to get a wedge into this, which looks like he's got no problem. Okay. All right, Dylan's looking at 280 yards on the dot. Paying close attention to what that ball's going to do up near the green. It looks like a good swing. Just peeling it right. It's going to give him a good look coming into this hole. Advancing this ball about 185 yards, so. All right, we're going to move over to Blake Miller, 113 yards out. Does have a little bit of that ocean spray coming into his face here, about 3.5 miles an hour.
Yeah. Good swing, Matt.
All right, healthy swing up in the air. Looks like a good line here. Just needs to go. All right, does make its way to the surface. Well done for Blake. All right, so Blake's in for a par. Dylan just needs to hit the green here to push this hole. He's left with 96 yards here. All right, goes after this one, knows that he's got plenty of room. Looks like it's on the left side and does rip back, and he's going to be just fine. Settles on the surface for a par. Both players in with their 5. The match stays as it is. 3 up for Mr. Dylan Keeven through 10 holes. All right, Dylan still claims this tee box here. Par 4, measuring about 395 yards. This is going to be a little elevated green here. Some false front protection around this green. All right, driver in hand. Looking to put a good swing on this. All right, it's a good swing from Dylan, but is fading a little bit more than he would like. Looks like he's going to catch. Okay, does clear the fairway bunker, so just some tall stuff, native grass that he's got to hit out of there, but not a problem. All right, Blake Miller on the box. All right, pretty good swing here. Staying in the middle of that fairway. All right, well done. All right, Dylan's going to be looking at Paul slightly above his feet, so again, any new viewers here, that Paul's going to come out right to left pretty hard with this lie. Plenty of green behind the pin here, so 152 yards. Can kind of flirt with that number and see if he can take on this pin. All right, Dylan's got a mid-iron, probably an 8-iron here. Ooh, hits this one hard. And it does rip right to left. It looks like a good line here. Kicks off the apron. Oh, well done for Dylan. Coming out of a unknown lie, but well done. All right, Blake's second shot from 148 yards, middle of the fairway. All right, Blake here up the right-hand side and headed right. So he's going to be left with a chip here. All right, Blake's left with 33 yards off the front right portion of this fairway approach. He's got to get this in the circle to push. All right, balls hit well, but a little too much. Oh, hops just outside of the gimme circle, so Dylan does gain one back there with the par versus Blake's bogey, so bringing this match 4 up through 11 holes. All right, Blake's got to find something to do here, and he's got to get his head back in this match. All right, here we go. Par 3, 253 yards, so the longer of the par 3s that we'll see here in TrackMan Golf, but it does have about a 32-foot elevation drop off this this tee box, so Dylan electing for the fairway metal. All right, does hit it well, heads it out left and peeling it back in on a great line, asking for it to go. Oh, look at this. Oh, yes. Lands it about 5 feet from the pin inside the gimme circle. Great swing from Dylan Keeven. Blake Miller. All right, hits this one well up the right side and drawing. It's on a solid line. Gotta go. Be enough. All right, so kicks him down off the left side and a little collection area just left of this this green here. All right, some Winter Madness magic here for Blake. See if he can find the hole here. All right, ball is up. All right, it's a good chip, but unfortunately does not beat Mr. Keeven's birdie there, bringing this match 5 up through 12 holes. Ladies and gentlemen, I am joined with the ever-famous Mr. Ben Shetley. Came in hot. He's got his security detail with him. And Ben, thanks for joining me today, buddy.
Hey, no problem. Happy to be here. Excited to watch the end of this match.
Yeah, some good competitors here. Dylan obviously showing Mr. Ben here. Look here. We got him. There he is.
There we go.
There's my
Hey,
man right
everybody.
there, Mr. Ben Shetley.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
All right, Dylan Keeven here, commanding lead, but looks like he's pushed this over into the vegetation off the right side of this hole at 13, Ben. Commanding lead here for Dylan.
5 up here on the 13th hole. He's he can be comfortable. He can afford to lose one a little left or right. Looks like he can put it in cruise control a little bit here. I see Dylan play quite a bit. Got Blake with a good strike. That one looks like it's going to find the fairway.
Looks like
Cover
it's
that
just
bunker.
trying
Go.
to get over that danger in the right side of the fairway, and unfortunately does find it, but a flat lie. So both players seeing a little bit more of an unlucky push of the wind there, but we're going to zip over here to Mr. Dylan Keeven's left with 157 yards. Now, we've seen these players over the Winter Madness matchups here at Cabot that this really doesn't affect their ball. Maybe a little bit more for spin, but nothing as far as like any branches that are going to block this golf ball from exiting.
Absolutely. Definitely going to expect it to roll out here, but I don't think he's going to have any problem getting it out. Just got to make the right club selection here.
He's got plenty of help behind him as far as the wind, anywhere from 2.5 to 4 miles an hour. It's a clean strike. All right, looks like it's advancing, and it does crest the hill, but kicks him back off to the right-hand side. Oh, so close, but left with a very, very close chip or putt just off the right side of that green.
Great job getting into about pin high there.
All right, Blake's left with 135 yards, Ben. I don't think with this distance that lip's going to come into play, so just needs a healthy swing, get out of this bunker and onto the green. A little
No
tweak of
problem
the head
clearing
here.
that lip.
Okay, does leave him just short, still inside the native grass here. It's a tough shot here, but he's Got to dig deep and try to clear his mind and get this one inside the gimme circle.
Little wedge magic here.
All right, does take this one up top. Looks pretty good. Oh, does carry just over the flag.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, no gimme circle, but a good effort there for Blake Miller.
Yeah, confident wedge swing. Got it to stop and come back a little bit. Just not quite enough to find that circle.
So Dylan's third shot here is just 7 yards off the green here on the right-hand side, Ben. So electing for the wedge. Oh, it's a cute little wedge. Does find its way inside that gimme circle.
That's all they needed to do.
That's exactly right. And I believe that is the match, fellas. Well-fought battle between Mr. Keeven and Blake Miller. Mr. Keeven survives and advances in Winter Madness 2025.
The Elite Eight has been rounded
set.
out.
Yes.
Congratulations, Dylan.
All right, Dylan Keeven walking his way up to the pen cam. Getting a couple of knucks here from the spectators. Grabs that Sharpie. Going to make it official here on the Winter Madness board. And congratulations, Mr. Dylan Keeven. Well done. And as Mr. Shetley did say, we've got our Elite Eight matchup set.
That is right. This is getting exciting. We got 8 marquee players, some big matchups to look forward to next week. That is that's my Thursday night league teammate right there.
There you
so
go.
You don't have to ask me twice who I'm pulling for in the next round.
Absolutely, it was a pretty awesome display of golf here. Congratulations to Mr. Dylan Keeven. A nod of the cap to Mr. Blake Miller. But Ben, I know it was brief, but it was enjoyable for you to join us in the booth here today.
It was fun to jump back on the mic after doing a few of these last year. Been super impressed with all the broadcasts. I was traveling yesterday, and the job that you guys did, I was just listening to a few in the car, and you and Zach and you and Stretch yesterday, I mean, without even seeing it, the audio was enough to picture in my mind exactly what was going on. So love the broadcast. Keep them going.
Well, thank you so much for that. We do appreciate it. We work pretty hard on making this production as enjoyable as possible, but that is it for us today. We will reorganize these Elite Eight matchups. We will let everybody know, and we will see you then. Again, Ben, thanks for being here today. We'll see you guys soon.
Let's take a trip to the islands. We up on that jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever.